Okay, I wanted to point out something. Another thing with this JeJu airplane crash, okay, in South Korea. Because I believe this is another Back to the Future reference here. Okay, so what happens with this plane coming into land is the landing gear is up. There are no wheels down. 0 wheels. Okay, this is important. Okay, this thing floats essentially down the runway in ground effect. You know where that I don't know how you explain it, but whatever, that air that rolls off of the wings in a sort of circular motion kind of keeps it from actually landing, so to speak. So it's like it's floating. The initial part of this, where the plane's coming down to land, the thing is floating, like it's hovering down the runway. Okay, so you can see where I'm going with this, because what happens at the end of this is this thing crashes into this embankment that really shouldn't have been at the end of the runway, and there's so much fishy stuff going on with the whole this whole plane crash. God rests, the souls of the people that died supposedly in this, but it does reek of a setup job as well. So, we got no real way of knowing whether this is a staged event or whether this really did happen. But the fact of the matter is, we're talking about it now, aren't we? So this thing's coming down the runway. It's floating down the runway. It's like hovering down the runway, and then it's going to smash into this man-made embankment or dam at the far end of the runway. Now, this whole thing is reminding me of a scene in Back to the Future, okay? And the scene is, the scene is the hoverboard scene, yeah? Notice that when Marty runs out we're starting the hoverboard scene here, and Marty runs out, it says, no landing here, okay, on the road. No landing. And essentially, that plane came down and didn't make a very good landing, did it? There was no real proper landing, okay? So this is important. Let's watch what Marty does right here, okay?
Look, I need to borrow your hoverboard.
Okay, hoverboard, yeah? The connection with Hoover. Again, if you watch Jurassic Liars, hover is the reverse letters. If you write the alphabet out one way and then write it out the opposite way underneath, hover and Elvis are opposites of one another. Okay, this is really interesting with this connection with Elvis right now, Biden, and the whole tie back to the 30,000 days age that Biden will be, and the 90 years that Elvis will be. And obviously Elvis is born in the same year as the Hoover Dam, and we get in the 3/9 symbolism, which is the 30th, or which relates back to the 30th of September, which is the birth of the Hoover Dam. This whole scene is about the destruction of the Hoover Dam, I believe. Okay. But anyway, he's going to jump on this hoverboard or Hooverboard. Okay. Now note, the thing doesn't have any wheels. Okay, just like the plane doesn't have its landing gear down, it doesn't have any wheels. Okay, the hoverboard doesn't have any wheels. It's the skateboard without any wheels. Okay,
There!
let's watch. No wheels. There we go. He's hovering where it says no landing. Well, kind of close to it. Okay. He's hovering down the runway here. Okay, and this whole scene culminates in the destruction of the Hoover Dam, okay? With Marty in the water, baptized.
What?
And, well, I've gone by it. Gone way by it. And the Hoover Dam, which is the clock tower. Note that there are clocks at the Hoover Dam. Okay, note the pillars on the clock tower. Notice that we have 4 pillars, just like we have 4 pillars at the Hoover Dam, 2 on one side and 2 on the other side. They're the inlet towers at the dam. Okay, tons of this. I mean, I've decoded this dozens of times. So I'm really showing you, stuff that I've already done. But it's just refresher stuff and how it ties into things that are going on right now. The 2 jet engines, yeah. Okay. Show this again. Baptism. And there we go. The keys right there. Just as the other jet comes down. And then we've got almost like an engine malfunction there with the pit bull. And then through and destroying the Hoover Dam. Okay. Yeah. Rest in peace to the people that may have died in this. But again, we've even got the twin pine. Well, they're not really pine trees, but the twin pine reference here. Some kind of coffee reference here. A cup of tea, maybe. I don't know. We could spend hours literally decoding all these videos they've got of this thing, and talking about it. But the thing's coming down, hovering down the runway, and then smashing into a huge mound at the far end, a dam. Okay. Thanks for watching. All right. Cheers. Bye.